Hi, everybody. Oh, that looks dark. That looks so dark. That's not going to work. Oh, there it is a little bit lighter. Okay. Hi, everybody. Oh, let me try on this side. Let me try there's the light. That's better. I can talk over my shoulder this way. How are you? I'm so excited. Hello there. I'm cooking for you tonight in my wok, my cast iron wok that I just got from Sharon Pogue. So this whole show is dedicated to Sharon Pogue. So real quick, I don't necessarily do recipes, that other people do. I make them own. Hi, Julie. So what I've got in my wok here, I've got some hamburger browning up. Hi, Kelly. So the hamburger's browning up in a wok. I'm adding onions and celery to it. Onions and celery in the wok. This is from an old wok I used to have and I don't have anymore, but I saved the little spoon. So this works perfectly. Hi. So what I'm doing, the nice thing about cooking in a wok that a lot of people don't know, I hope you can see inside my wok. The bottom of the wok is the hottest place. So I've cooked my hamburger and I pulled it aside so that it's still hot, it's still staying warm, it's still cooking a little bit, but it's not directly over the heat. So I put my onions and celery right over the heat so that they'll wilt a little bit and brown a little bit. What I'm actually going to make is like, it's a cross between Asian and comfort food and a little curry stuff. I don't know what to call it. You name my dish, okay? So the onions are wilting up just a little bit, and that's what I'm looking for, is the onions just to get a little bit soft, maybe a little brown. I use purple, because I figured it'd be a pretty color in all this. And they're hitting that heat, and so I'm going to turn this up just a little bit more. So like I said, I hope you can see in there. You can see how the hamburger's all pulled to this side, and then the vegetables are over there. I'm also going to add in some carrots. Now I did fairly thin slices on the carrots, so they'll cook a little faster. Okay, so the carrots are in there. I am also adding, I have a dog at my feet. You ever try cooking with dog at your feet? Hi, Renee. Hi, Lisa. So there's my other vegetables in there. A lot of times we like to make something like this with a little bit of heat in it. I'm working on a cold. So the last couple days have been real drippy and whatnot. And I thought, if I do this soup that I usually do, it's like more like a soup. But if I use the stuff that I used before when I made a curry, that's going to be a nice combination of stuff. So hopefully I'm wanting something that'll melt the inside of my sinuses right now. Hi, April. Kathy, hi. It's good to see you all. So now I've got my vegetables cooking. And like I said, I'm not looking to cook them through. If I'm cooking vegetables for the kids, I tend to lean more towards the overcooked side because they don't like crunchy vegetables. So, but if it's just Stephen and I for dinner, I tend to leave the vegetables with a little bit of crunch to them because we like using our teeth and chewing. Okay. I did use, when I was cooking the meat, because I wanted to flavor the meat, I did use some Chinese 5-spice. So that was cooked into the meat, so the meat is flavored with that. Now with these vegetables in here, pardon my reach, I'm adding in a bit of kosher salt. So kosher salt, we're Asian and Jewish and home cooking and Indian all at the same time here. So I got my salt in. I also want to add, sorry for the back of the head, I also am going to add in a spoonful of minced garlic because I like garlic and stuff. Okay. Pardon me. Okay, so the vegetables have got, they're not really cooked through, but I got my onions are a little wilted and they got a little color to them. So now I'm going to mix all this together. I'm telling you, I love this wok. I'm going to be doing a whole lot more cooking in this wok. The smell is wonderful right now because I'm smelling the garlic and the 5 spice together. And I want that to cook just a little bit together. I'm sure nobody's made hamburger curry before. It's probably not a good idea since their religious beliefs over there, when they do their curries and stuff, they don't eat beef. So probably didn't do this, but I can. Okay. All right, so that's cooked. Now, the last few ingredients that I'm going to throw in here. Hi, Mommy. You get some next week. So, I've got my vegetables and my hamburger in there. My cousin, Rita Perini, shout out to Rita, sent me the recipes for her mother's curry. And her mother's curry had the next ingredients in it for the most part. Oh, I'm glad it smells good, Naomi. Come on over and get some. So I'm adding some of her stuff to it as well, which I'm using some hoisin sauce rather than just using plain old soy sauce. I actually found an Asian market that's on my way home from work, and I think I might be stopping there more often. So I'm adding maybe 2 tablespoons. If it's not enough, next time I'll put more in, because it's all learning. I am also going to add to it 2 cups of beef broth. This is not the hamburger grease, this is actual beef broth, because that'd be like, you know, gross. Steven just got home, so the dogs are going to bark for a minute. Hi, Steven. Yeah, that's what I get. So, hi. I'm cooking 2 cans of coconut milk. Oh, sorry, my arm jiggled. This may not be the prettiest shirt for me to cook in. And I found these little corn kernels, and I thought, corn would be good. So there's the corn in there. I'm going to mix this up. You can hear Steven greeting the dogs. Now, this is going to come up to a simmer and just simmer its little self away. I'm glad you're home. The camera's turned so nobody saw you. That's what I was saying when I was on the phone with you. I'll be live when you get home. He apparently didn't hear me. Okay. I have 3 more things I'm going to add to this. This is something that my cousin Rita suggested to me, and I've used it a couple times now and I really like it. It helps just spice things up a little bit. Hi, Lola. Hi, Brian. I think I got everybody. So this is in another envelope. Okay, so let me cut the other envelope open. This kind of gives it, for what I can barely smell. Yeah. You know, this is a spiciness, but it also adds a little bit of that peanut kind of flavor that you get with this kind of food. So I'm dumping it in there. Squeezing it in there. This is going to take a little while to come up to heat again because I just dumped a bunch of cold stuff in it. So it's not going to be hot real fast. But I will be able to taste it. The last thing I have, red curry paste. So I'm going to scoop in a big scoop of the red curry paste. Okay. The last thing, excuse me, drippy again. The last thing I'm adding is a bowl full of chopped basil. Okay? So that's all going in there. Now I'm going to mix this up. This is going to have to simmer for a good 20-30 minutes to get all those flavors married together, developed. The carrots will also soften a little bit more. And for the basil to really cook, I got to break up that red curry paste in there. There we go. Nobody wants to bite a big mouthful of red curry paste. Can you see in there? Can you see? Can you see? Okay. So, like I say, this is coming up to temperature again. It's going to simmer for a bit. Bunny, I'm going to taste it and see what's going on in there. Hi, Selena. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Helen. Okay, let's see here. Yes, I did it. That's what I was looking for. Okay. This is going to simmer up. The basil will wilt into it. All the flavors are going to get a chance to meld together. But this is going to be good stuff, folks. You're really going to want to do this. And again, use what vegetables you want to. Use chicken if you don't want beef. Use pork. Hi, Sylvia. Do whatever you want to in there. There's no specific recipe. It's adding your components what feels good. I know this is going to feel good going down and help my nose to melt out a little bit. Real quick before I let you go, I want to show you a couple things. So, this waffle iron, this is an old waffle iron. This waffle iron was meant to go onto an actual cast iron stove, you know, with the holes in it. You would pick up the piece of cast iron, little saucer thing, move it aside. You would set this directly on that. As your waffle cooked, you would flip it around like that to cook the other side. Because it's sitting on a hole, it's got room to go back and forth. Get it? Yay! So this one's very hard to use on a stovetop because you actually have to pick it up and turn it. Okay? Well, let me show you how pretty the inside is. It makes fleur-de-lis. Can you see that? Here we go. It makes waffles with the fleur-de-lis pattern in it. That's really cool. But now, I did some shopping the other day. Usually I spend $5 or $10 on a piece of cast iron. I stay on the really cheap side. I'll negotiate everything, but I stay low. The other day I saw something, and there was no negotiating, firm price, they wouldn't touch it. But in all the years I've been looking and hunting cast iron here and there, I have never seen one of these before. And I got it. $65. It's actually worth $250. Brought it home, cleaned it up. I made waffles in it right away. It is so wonderful. And then I did some reading up on it. So this waffle maker, I think you can see, 1922. That's when the pattern was applied for, in 1922. This makes, oop, it comes apart. This makes the regular old waffles. I've used it twice now. It's wonderful. And see, it just closes up like that. It's just so pretty. Both sides Griswold. Okay? The fun thing that I found out about this one is, remember how the other one had that little tiny base? It's all about that base. About that base. Sorry. See how thick this pan is? This is what it sits on. The reason that's so thick is this is one of the first waffle irons ever made for a gas stove. So instead of this having to flip back and forth, it just turns in its space. You probably use one of these if you ever stayed in a hotel. They have the kind of turn in space. But the ones in the hotel, I can pretty much guarantee, weren't made in 1922. Wasn't that fun? So, like I say, my stuff's got to simmer and cook for a while. Everything, all the flavors have to come together. Can you see it there? Oops, I spilled a dribble. There. See, it's all coming together. It's almost just below a simmering right now. So we've got to let that simmer, and then we'll be ready to eat. Okay? Thanks everybody for joining me. I came up with a wonderful breakfast idea. How many of you would like to make breakfast with me on Saturday morning? All right, I'll be here about 7 o'clock or so. Have a wonderful weekend. Good to see you all back. Hi, Kim. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for joining me, and good cooking from my family to yours. Bye-bye.